News from Jamaica. Is the government any closer to signing a new wage deal with public sector workers? After months of intense negotiations, it seems some compromise has been reached. Despite unions' demand for an increase higher than 7%, the Portia Simpson Miller administration insists it cannot make a better offer. Vice President of the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, JCTU, Helene Davis White, says its members last met with the officials from the Ministry of Finance on Friday. She notes that a draft wage agreement was submitted to the government. Mrs. Davis White explains that while there was no improvement to the 7% offer, the government accepted the proposal to pay workers an additional $4,000 monthly.
We only had 3 items that were outstanding. The government did not increase its offer on salaries, but they accepted our proposal for the payment of the increase in the first year to be done on the basis of a flat money increase across the board to all categories, that amount being $4,000 per month to all employees. They increased their offer on tailoring allowance for 2 categories, which was really the other 2 items that were outstanding. And so if in fact we get back a draft that has the various items that we agreed on at the levels that we agreed on them, I'm pretty sure that we will be able to sign off.
Meanwhile, the JCTU wants the government to provide information as it relates to overall economic growth. Mrs. White says the union wants to match future wage demands with the government's wage bill as a percentage of GDP.
We would want an agreement to be drafted in the same way that our various memoranda of understandings were crafted, wherein we would have commitments from the government with respect to the macroeconomic indicators, particularly economic growth, seeing that we have agreed to link our wage bill in the public sector to gross domestic product, and so we are saying that we need to have commitments from the government as regards economic growth as well. And so these are the things that we are looking for in any document that comes back to us from the government.
In the meantime, police officers are still not satisfied. Chairman of the Police Federation, Sergeant Raymond Wilson, says members are nowhere close in inking a deal. Both parties last met about 2 weeks ago, but there has been no agreement. Sergeant Wilson says rank and file members understand the current economic challenges, but 7% is simply too low. Among their claims, police officers are asking to be removed from the group labeled as public sector workers.
By virtue of the fact that we are deployed under special circumstances, when you look at the risk associated with our job, it's clearly evident that, it cannot be compared our place within that group. So we believe that going to the negotiation table, we should also be given that kind of special consideration. And we have made that plea to government. We have been pursuing issues relating to not just salaries, but quite a number of benefits, one of which concerns the manner in which police officers have been transported. And we saw recently where a police woman was murdered traveling on a public transportation. And therefore, we have, strengthened our resolve to ensure that our employers provide us with proper transportation system.
Sergeant Wilson would not disclose the Federation's next move. However, he hopes good sense will prevail in the next round of talks.
We have not been getting the response that we thought we would have gotten. And therefore, we have already agreed earlier today on how we will approach the way going forward. We expected some kind of dialogue since we last met. That has certainly not happened, and it is not something that we are very pleased about, and therefore we are hoping that before the day is out we will get some kind of communication. But as I said, we have already determined the kind of approach going forward.